Welcome to Amira Salon's channel. This is Milagros and I will be doing the October readings for each one of the 12 zodiac signs. This is a general reading, so you're invited to watch your moon sign and your ascendant as well. Let's begin. This month we're going to be using the Lover's Path Tarot and the Iris deck. I'm going to list down below the authors of these decks so that you can look them up if you're interested in purchasing the decks. And I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross using this deck, and I'm going to be pulling one advice card from the Iris deck as we did last month. Capricorn, this is your October reading for love. So we have in the center of the spread the Ten of Arrows. The Ten of Arrows or swords has to do with the ending, with the tens have to do with completion, with endings. So I think it's related to a breakup that might have happened. If you're in a relationship, it might have to do with a situation in which you're feeling really tired, like some sort of disappointment. The Ten of Arrows has to do with being very tired of suffering. I think that with Capricorns, this is a very common pattern. I think that the heavy influence of Saturn, like I was saying in previous readings, it has an effect in which it makes it harder for a Capricorn to get over certain situations because they just take it in a heavier way. So I think that whatever happens, it just takes you a little bit longer, or maybe a lot longer, to get over. And I think that it has to do with, the Five of Coins have to do with abandonment. It has to do with being left in the cold. It might be that you cannot really forgive or forget or let go a situation in which you have been let in the cold, you have been disappointed, you expected more from the other person and that person did not quite deliver what you were expecting from him or from her. This person can be a fire sign, it can be Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, or it can be a person with characteristics of a fire sign. Somebody that passed through your life in a very impulsive way, that passed through your life maybe not in the way that you expected, and left you with some scars. And right now you're just trying to, in your head is like trying to rebuild everything from the beginning, like trying to, or going towards building a foundation or learning from the past mistakes so that you can begin something again. And I think that right now on the bottom I see the Nine of Cups. That means happiness, or being together, or sorry, not together, to be happy on your own. I think that right now you're trying just to sort out whatever happened. Though it is difficult, you know also that life continues and you're a practical sign. So you are looking towards other projects or work that you might have in order to let that situation in the past. And in the basis, you trying to just be or feel okay on your own. Just trying to get into a situation in which you again feel that you don't really need to be with somebody, but if somebody comes along, then that's fine for you. But you're trying to get there. It's in your subconscious. You're trying to get to a stage in which you can just regain your emotional stability. I see that right now you're standing, or where you're standing is a Nine of Arrows. So although you're trying to sort out the situation in a practical way, in a good way, it is still something that doesn't, like, this card talks about night terrors, nightmares, something that is just, it goes constantly to your head, to your mind, and you cannot completely let it go. So although you try to deal with this situation the best way you can, it is not quite easy. It is not very easy because the thoughts are still coming to your head. You're still having thoughts of that situation, of that person, and your objective this month is to let it go and to begin something new. But that situation is something that will or still lingers in some way. I see on the surroundings a King of Cups. A King of Cups is a person from a water sign like Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or a person with characteristics of a water sign. So this person it didn't mean, or it doesn't mean that he didn't have feelings for you. Though this is a general reading, and it might not apply for every case, of course, it means that this person was also disappointed on the way the things happened, that this person sometimes looks back, because if you see the direction, he's looking back as well. Sometimes he's also, or she's also thinking about what happened, and might also think that why the things didn't work. It might also have to do with realizing his feelings a little bit late, or a little bit when the things have passed already. If you are single, it has to do with what I have been describing so far, that it's a situation that has ended and that you're trying to get over it, but it's a little bit difficult and you're not sure if you're ready to move on yet. If you're in a relationship, it might have to do with a situation that you have gone through, and that although you're trying to just let that fight behind or that issue behind and move on with the relationship, there is still something that is a little bit difficult to deal with or to handle. I also see, and obviously this doesn't apply to everybody, but this combination of the two cards in the future and this card in the past tells me that if you have been having some sort of fling or adventure with somebody else, it might be a topic this month. This month you might feel really tempted to go that way again, because I have the Ace of Staves that has to do with sexuality, it has to do with sexual tension, it has to do with feeling in a certain way physically about somebody, and I get the Temptation card as the outcome. So it can mean that if you have been seeing somebody and it was a really passionate encounter with this person, it might come up again this month. If that is not the case, then it means that this month you are going to feel a bit stronger again after a period in which you have been feeling very tired and a bit tormented by the thoughts of what happened. And it is a month in which you are going to feel attracted to somebody else. Somebody or something will just get you tempted to try again. Temptation also has to do with old patterns. So just make sure that this Temptation card doesn't mean that you are going to go back to the cycle of thinking or of feeling bad about what happened. And have also in mind that this card can signify anger. So try not to deal with these issues in the shape of anger. Anger is not the solution. What is behind anger is passion. So I think that if you have this feeling that you want to take this out of your system, anger is not the right approach. You should just try to redirect that energy into a way or into a shape that is less harmful for you. I see as the unexpected transformation or death. So it means that you will have to be facing a situation in which you will have to just let go of some things, or you will just have to turn your back on people that has not been very healthy for you. Or you will realize that people might not be there the way you expect. But it is unexpected. Some sort of ending is coming up as the unexpected during this month for you. So you are going to get some sort of closure over this situation. And what I get for the advice is make it look like the Knight. So this card is very interesting, and it has to do with finding answers in the darkness as well. Like, we can all get the very obvious answers judging from how the people behaves or judging from the very obvious facts that we have. But it's harder to get the answers from within ourselves. It's harder to get the answers from seeing within what people normally wants to show. And I think that here this shows you that in this situation you will have to use that. You will have to see through the many layers of the situation so that you can make the right conclusion. And you have the ability to do that. It's better, we always get the best and the clearest answers from what is harder to find out than from what is too obvious. And I think that this month is about doing some shadow work in the sense of trying to use these experiences, these challenging experiences, to make you realize that right now you are wiser and that it's not difficult, it's not hard, it is hard and difficult to fool you. You're not a person to be fooled with. And you have learned and you're learning how to see through the layers of people. So the lesson here is that, like, now you're wiser, now you know how to move on inside or outside this relationship and learn to see a little bit further away than what is obvious to everybody. As I was saying in the beginning of the video, this is just a general reading to give you an idea of how the things will go during this month. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do it by clicking on the link on the description of the video. If you like the video, you can give a thumbs up, you can share it, you can subscribe to the channel so that you will be notified every time I upload the new videos for the next months. And I really hope you have the best month of October. See you next month. Thank you.